Hello everybody and welcome to the first episode of the GP4OC News Series 6. After last week's pilot episode, which lasted over half an hour, we're back for the first episode of the season. You know what that means? That means the first team newsers are here. We're here at the Hungarian Grand Prix at the Hungaroring in Budapest, and we're getting set to see what the first team newsers of the season will be. Before I start though, this should be the last time you'll see this in this format, in this presentation format, because unless you've not been aware from the news last week, my Mac has been fixed. It will be back in my hands next week, and we should hopefully from episode 2 onwards be back to the regular Sky Sports News format, which happens before practice starts. Obviously this is a premiere again because of how long a presentation usually lasts, but from the next episode it should be back to the Sky Sports News format, so that's all good news indeed. So anyway, without further ado, let's get on with the first episode. So the news of today, yes, you are not reading that wrong. There are 4 team newses, a big kickoff for this year's silly season. 4 team newses, and they concern Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull and McLaren. And another thing as well, there will be one more thing to mention for 2019, but I will leave that at the end. It's because I forgot to mention something during the pilot episode, which someone reminded me last week. So let's kick off with it then. We'll start off with Mercedes. They will be the first team news of this season's silly season. And, well, I don't think it's any surprise. The person who it concerns is Franco Lopez, because to the surprise of no one, he will be remaining at Mercedes for 2019. Of course, he's had a fantastic first year at Mercedes after joining the team after spending a couple of seasons with Force India. Currently lies second in the Drivers' Championship. His team, Mercedes, recently took the lead in the Constructors at the last race at Hockenheim. He's achieved 3 wins this season, 7 podiums, 4 fastest laps, and 3 pole positions. It's been a very good year for Franco Lopez this season. He's caught the deficit between himself and Amar Khan in the championship at the last race at Hockenheim after Ferrari had a very disastrous weekend in Germany, and he'll be looking to continue that momentum here in Hungary. So Franco Lopez remaining at the team for another season, and he'll be looking to have yet another brilliant year in 2019 and to hope to challenge for the championship yet again, maybe even get a second world championship if he wins this year's championship. But only time will tell, of course. Still got a few races to go. Anything could happen. The only question that now remains, though, at Mercedes is who will be his teammate. It is mainly between these 2 contenders. They are, of course, Florian Volker and Amar Khan, of course. Florian Volker obviously won his own race last time out, and Amar Khan, of course, is currently leading the Drivers' Championship. Obviously, the rumours are that it could be Khan that could be kicking out Volker out of Mercedes, but Volker desperately wants to stay at Mercedes, so it could go either way with these 2. So who do you think will be Franco Lopez's teammate next season? Let us know in the stream chat. But that is Mercedes, so we'll move on to Ferrari. Now, Ferrari. Well, given that we just talked about Volker and Khan, I think you know who I'm talking about here. Yes, because to the surprise of pretty much no one, Joseph Willows will remain at Ferrari for what will be a 9th successive season. A 9th season that he will be with the prancing horse, of course. He currently lies 4th in the Drivers' Championship. Ferrari currently lies 2nd in the Constructors after losing the lead in Germany. After we mentioned a little bit earlier, they had a very disastrous weekend at Hockenheim. He has achieved 1 win this year to continue his 100% winning record that he's currently got in GP4OC of winning at least 1 race every season he's competed in since, well, he's been in it since the very beginning, of course, 2006, and he's always won at least 1 race in every season, so he managed to continue that at Silverstone. He's achieved 4 podiums this season, 3 fastest laps, and 2 pole positions. It's not been the best of seasons for Joseph Willows, it must be said, compared to last year, where he probably feels he was robbed of a 3rd world championship, but nonetheless, he's still doing good for the team. He has obviously been outpaced this season by his new teammate Amar Khan, but Joseph Willows, of course, will be remaining at Ferrari for yet another season, to the surprise of, well, pretty much no one, really. Now, the only question remaining, of course, is who will be his teammate. Now, obviously, we talked about a little bit earlier on with Amar Khan and Florian Volker. Amar obviously put Mercedes down as his #1 choice, and the rumours are he could be at Mercedes next season. But if he misses out on the Mercedes seat and they decide to retain Volker, then there is a chance he will remain at Ferrari for another season. But if he kicks out Volker, then Volker does have a chance to return to the team. But also, we can't forget Laura Chung either. She is also a contender as well. She also had a very strong weekend at Hockenheim. So it really could go either way on who will get the second Ferrari seat. Who do you think will be Joseph Willows' teammate next season? Let us know in the stream chat or even in the comments. Now, that's that one out of the way. Next up, we move to Red Bull. Now, Red Bull obviously have a vacant seat for 2019 after Joel Hutter forgot to sign up. But who does this concern? Well, I can tell you it is a new driver at Red Bull that this does concern about, because I think you can guess who I'm talking about. Yes, it is Franco Gamba. Franco Gamba will be joining Red Bull in 2019. He's had an impressive 2018 season, it must be said. Probably been the best midfielder this season. I think he'd even agree that this year has been his best season in the top class after, well, if you think about it, it's been a very good story for Franco Gamba. The first 3 years have been a struggle for him. 2015, second half of the season, he managed to finally pick it up and get his first podium as well. Carry the momentum on in 2016 and 2017, and now here in 2018, first year out of Toro Rosso, he has been amazing and fully deserved, I would say, in getting the Red Bull seat. Currently lies 7th in the Drivers' Championship. Haas currently lies 4th in the Constructors, currently dominating that midfield battle, it must be said. Obviously no wins, of course, because he's in a Haas, but he has achieved a podium this season that came at the French Grand Prix, and a fully deserved podium as well. I think we would all agree. Just amazing pace Franco has had this year and fully deserving of a Red Bull seat. Of course, he will replace Joel Hutter, who of course forgot to sign up. But congratulations to Franco Gamba. He is off to Red Bull in 2019, of course, when they switch to Honda engines. So he might have come at the right time. We'll have to wait and see. But the only question now remaining: who will partner alongside Franco Gamba? Will it be Miklos Gau, who'll be looking to try and get retained at Red Bull? Obviously, he got a podium last time out at Hockenheim, and I think he even got a podium at Silverstone as well. So he's starting to get some good results here and there, but he is still in a little bit of danger, it must be said. Could it be Jay McKenzie, the two-time world champion? Could he get the Red Bull seat and get himself back into a top team? Or will Enis Paratsky get it? He still has a slim hope of being at Red Bull, but as we mentioned in the pilot episode, he does need to pull his finger out if he wants to get into a top seat in 2019, given it is very unlikely that he'll be retained by Toro Rosso in 2019. It looks like, of course, Toro Rosso might be having a new lineup, given that Laura Chung is competing for the Ferrari seat and is, of course, competing for a Red Bull seat. We will have to wait and see, of course. So let me know who you think will be Franco Gamba's teammate in 2019 at Red Bull Racing, when they, of course, switch to Honda. Now, the final one concerns McLaren, the Woking-based team, and they have confirmed that the person that obviously this concerns is another new driver joining the team. It is Paolino Tomaselli. Paolino Tomaselli will be joining McLaren in 2019 after what has been another great year for the Italian. Currently lies 9th in the Drivers' Championship. Very impressive considering he's in a Sauber. Obviously, this year's Sauber has been a lot better compared to the 2017 Sauber that he was driving last year, but still, nonetheless, he's continued that momentum and he's done a fantastic job in 2018 as well. Currently lies 9th in the Drivers' Championship, as mentioned. His team currently lies 7th in the Constructors. Recently just overtook McLaren at Hockenheim, as did Toro Rosso, actually, which is why McLaren are down to 9th. Of course, he's not got any wins, podiums, fastest lap and pole positions because he's in a Sauber, of course. You don't expect them to compete for those sorts of positions, but still, a fantastic year it has been for Paolino Tomaselli. Sauber, of course, strong last week at Hockenheim, and we should expect hopefully to see some big things for Paolino Tomaselli at McLaren next year. Well, as a result of that then, with Paolino Tomaselli joining McLaren, of course, that does leave a vacancy at Alfa Romeo, so they will be looking for a new driver, at least one new driver, I should say, in 2019. But on top of that as well, because of Tomaselli joining McLaren, it does mean that at least one of the current McLaren drivers will be leaving the team at the end of the season. Rumours are it looks like it might be Roberto Gamba, given that he's rumoured to join Haas for next season, but he still does have a slim chance of being retained by McLaren if he doesn't get the Haas seat, of course. But there's also a chance he could be out of the top class at the end of the season if he doesn't start picking it up, or if he starts to tumble again a little bit more in the this season. Kirishima DeRosa, of course, is the likely candidate to be retained, but if he starts to have a flop and Roberto does, well, There is another contender that's recently just creeped up. Now, your eyes do not deceive you. That does say Nicholas Zorbat, the man who had quite a torrid season in 2017. He is linked with a possible move to McLaren if something happens to both Kiro and Roberto, of course. If anything happens to those two, then Nico does have a chance of being back in the top class next season and possibly partnering alongside Paolino Tomaselli, his former racing engineering teammate, I should say, at McLaren. But only time will tell, of course. Let me know what you think will be Paolino Tomaselli's teammate at McLaren next season. It will be very interesting to see what happens in these next few weeks. So they are the 4 team newses for this week. We go off on a big bang indeed, getting 4 out of the way. Now, one more thing I need to mention, of course, is that obviously last week I forgot to mention this about 2019. Next season, as some of you will probably have been wondering, next season we'll see, just like in real life, a bonus point being awarded for the fastest lap. I've missed the word point there by accident. I do apologise there. Clearly a typo on my end. But next season we will see a bonus point being awarded for the fastest lap of the race. However, just like in real life as well, the only way that the person who gets the fastest lap can obtain that bonus point is if they finish in the points, in the top 10. If they don't finish in the top 10, then they won't get a bonus point for the fastest lap of the race. But if they do, then they will get the bonus point. So it means that next season, the maximum points a driver can get at each race will be 26. 25 points for a win, and then 1 point for the fastest lap of the race. So, there you have it then. That has been it from episode 1 of the GP4OC News Series 6. The next team news, of course, will break next week at the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps. Of course, we should be expected to be back to the regular Sky Sports News format after my Macintosh has been fixed. But until then, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. The first episode of the GP4OC News Series 6. Thank you very much for watching. I've been JW97, and I will see you very, very soon. Take care.